The Lloydminster Bobcats are hard at work during the off-season, doing things both on and off the ice. Our Thomas Wildman has more.
Today I'm joined by Nigel Dubé, the general manager of the Lloydminster Bobcats, and he's here today to talk about the Bobcats off-season. And so thank you so much for joining me today, Nigel. And we'll start, you guys held your prospects camp as well as your futures camp just recently, and so how did those two events go?
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's crazy how fast it all goes from one season ending to moving the focus to the next season. And our prospects camp was the first one up, and it was a great camp overall. I thought the players competed really hard, and prospects from Western Canada come in, and we also had the signed players there too as well. And that's an area that our assistant general manager, Andrew Gilbert, really takes a lot of time and throughout the whole season and winter, and bringing in the best prospects that we can for our program. So that went really well. And then we shifted gears to the futures camp. The younger crew that was more about the experience and getting to know our program and how we operate. And very small. Both camps are very small. We take great pride in that, and quality over quantity, and the players gain the most out of it, and us also being able to connect with all the players throughout both weekends and do exit meetings. So 2 great weeks of camp, and we'll shift that moving forward again. But I'm really excited about the prospects that we had at both weekends.
And so you guys will be hosting the Bob Troop Memorial Golf Tournament coming up this summer. Tell me a little bit about how important Bob was to the Bobcats and why you guys continue to honor him with this tournament.
Bob Troop was the prime example of what a perfect volunteer is. He was all about the Bobcats for 40 plus years, and everything he did was dedicated to the Bobcats. And personally, I miss him a lot because he was always in my office 2 or 3 times a week for coffee and whatnot, and always smiling. But the Bobcats was everything he talked about. He always referenced the players as his boys and stuff. And I think the golf tournament's a great way for us to continue his legacy that he left here with the Bobcats. And, just a relaxing, fun round of golf. And that's one thing with Trooper, he always had a smile on. So it's a great way, and that'll be on June 6th out at Rolling Green Fairways, and registration is open for that now too as well.
And so this is a little away, but you guys announced who the guests are going to be for the Evening of Excellence. Talk to me about how important these guests are for that event and the event's importance in general for the Bobcats.
Evening of Champions, September 4th, it'll be on a Thursday. It's continued on by a great committee of volunteers that look after Evening Champions, and we're very appreciative for that. So it'll be a great evening, a great supper, as always, at the Lloyd X, and then we'll have, Gene Principe, Jason Stredwick, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and Luke Gazdick there this year as the entertainment. And overall, I think a really good panel of talent. It called the Evening of Champions. I'd say it's probably a championship lineup in the speakers too as well, and really looking forward to it. Their stories, obviously personalities that we'll see a lot with the Oilers coming up, and Principe and Michaels. They seem to be all over that every day with the playoffs starting. But just a great evening. Should be really fun, and a lot of laughs with the speaker lineup that we have.
Thank you so much for all the information today, Nigel, and we look forward to these events and more coming up this off-season.